Hello, welcome back. Let's look at another past paper question from a calculator paper. Instead of 100 students, it was found that 40 students play football, 35 play basketball, 30 play tennis, 15 play both football and basketball, 10 students play both football and tennis, 8 students play both basketball and tennis, 5 students play all 3 sports. Complete the Venn diagram to represent this information. Now, this is a very common question, not a difficult one, but we've got to be careful with this. Now, I always recommend when it comes to filling a Venn diagram with information that's given to you, always start from like the middle and work your way out, right? Let me demonstrate what I mean by that. So we're going to label these based on the 3 groups that we have. So we have football, tennis, and basketball, right? That's what each of the circles represent. Now I'm going to start from here. The one in the middle, 5 students play all 3 sports. That goes right there where the 3 circles overlap, right? And I like to tick them off so I know which ones I've done. 8 students play both basketball and tennis. So that will be here. However, that would mean this region here in the middle, right? Which is in between those 2. So if 5 students played all 3 sports, that would be included in the 8 students. So we would subtract the 5 away from the 8, and that would be 3 students there, right? Hope that makes sense. And that's the way to do it. And then we just keep working our way up. So 10 students play both football and tennis. Football and tennis, so that was 10 students. There's 5 already in that part of the circle. There will be another 5 there in that case, right? 15 students play both football and basketball. So football and basketball here. Now, that would be that region there. There's 5 already there, so we're going to do 15, take away 5, and that's going to be 10 in there. And 30 students play tennis. So now we're looking at the tennis circle, which includes these 3 numbers. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 take away 30. Gives us 17. That's done. 35 students play basketball. So again, we're considering the whole circle. 3 and 5, that's 18 already in there. If we do 35 minus 18, we get 17. And then the same thing for football. So 40 students play football. That's 20 in there already. So that would be another 20 that goes there with football. Now, once you've done all that, the last step would be there were 100 students that were surveyed. So we need to ensure that this adds up to 100. If not, that would mean some students didn't play any of those sports, and that would go outside of the circle and in the box there. So we would add all of them together. So that gives us a total of 77 students are in the circle. That would mean if you subtract 77 away from 100, that leaves us with 23. That goes in the outside of the circle, which means 23 people didn't play any of those 3 sports, and they go over there, right? So make sure you don't forget that step. There's a second part to the same question. It says, student is chosen at random. Given that the student plays tennis, calculate the probability that the student also plays basketball, but not football. Okay, we look back at our Venn diagram for this. Now it says the student plays tennis. That means we're going to write our probability as a fraction. That means the total is going to be out of the number of students that played tennis. So we have 30 students that play tennis. It's going to be out of 30. And then we're looking at students that play tennis as well as basketball, but not football. So anything that involves a circle for football is not going to be included. So that is just 3 that play tennis and basketball, but not football. So it's 3 over 30, which is equal to 1 out of 10 for this question. Right? Hope that makes sense. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments.